Demolition Guidelines. Overview. Utilize the following guidelines to develop the safety controls necessary to perform demolition work. General Guidelines. Prior to the demolition process, including selective and total building demolition, sufficient exploratory work should be performed to determine the unique safety controls needed. Schedule a meeting with the applicable parties, e.g., demolition trade partner, demolition crew leader, building engineering, maintenance, etc. Review the work and determine if an engineering survey is needed prior to demolition. A site-specific silica exposure plan must be developed by a trade partner and submitted to CLUN prior to demolition of silica-containing materials. Depending on the age of the building and the scope of the demolition, an asbestos survey conducted by the building owner or their authorized representative may be necessary. This survey documentation should be filed with the project safety documentation. All asbestos should be identified, and a determination made whether the material will be abated, or can it stay in place while the demolition activities occur. Stop work in affected areas with disturbed materials until hazard is identified, contained, abated. In total building demolition, all asbestos should be abated prior to any demolition activities taking place. If it is found that the materials can stay, measures will be implemented to protect the material from disruption. CLUN employees should never participate in asbestos abatement procedures. This work is preferred to be conducted under the direction of the facility owner. Interior, selective demolition considerations. If demolition operations create a potential exposure to bloodborne pathogens, a certificate of clean should be provided by the applicable facility representative. Measures taken to remove the items. Develop plans for the following operations, as applicable. Documenting existing conditions. Engineering calculations and support protection methods, e.g., shores. Demolition procedures, e.g., no blind cuts into walls with reciprocating saws. Water management. How will floor penetrations be sealed at the end of shift? Temporary weather protection. Interim life safety measures. Dust and infection control. Separation, e.g., temporary walls and signage. Surrounding operations and facility restrictions, e.g., noise, times, etc. Debris removal. Sealing, overhead demolition. Hot work. Maintaining fire ratings. Utilities. Identify shut-off valve locations. Water, sprinklers, gas, oxygen, etc. Can the valves be reached? How will they be reached during an emergency? Ladder. If a system does not have a shut isolation valve, investigate the possibility of installing one for the project. Mark up a drawing and identify where the valve locations are and place it next to the doors leaving the space. Sprinkler systems. Can the systems be turned off or do they have to stay alive? If the sprinkler system cannot be shut down or disconnected, develop a procedure for protecting the sprinkler system, cages, caution tape, plastic sleeves, etc. Emergency procedures and supplies. Total building demolition. An engineering survey should be completed by the party responsible before demolition starts. A copy of the survey should be given to CLUN. The demolition methods, shoring requirements, and demolition procedures should be outlined by the demolition contractor based on the engineering survey. Environmental hazards should be addressed prior to the start of demolition activities. Utilities should be cut and capped or otherwise guarded before activities start. Contact appropriate utility owners and personnel to coordinate. Entrances to a multi-story structure should be protected by a suitable canopy-type structure. Prior to the start of work, determine if there are specific requirements for the township in which the work is being performed. Chutes, slides, etc. should be used in disposing of material. Before work starts, review protocols to safely operate and maintain, especially unclogging, chutes. The area at the base of the chute and/or around the dumpster in which the chutes are emptying into are to be barricaded. Depending on the location of the exit point of the chute, different control measures may be implemented, e.g., fence and signage. Structures or portions of should not be left in an unstable condition before break or at the end of the day. Any standing portions of a wall or structure that are structurally unstable should be demolished or supported. Additional information. Demolition Planning Worksheet. Environmental Health Guidelines. Fall Protection Guidelines. Material Handling Guidelines. OSHA 29 CFR 1926.850, Subpart T, Demolition. Cal. OSHA Title 8 California Code of Regulations, 341, 1529, 1532.1, 1735, 1736, 4941, 5144, 5203.